Okay, as promised, I want to show you how to rent simple little websites to local business owners for mostly passive monthly rent money. Anyone can do this anywhere in the world. All you need is a computer and internet connection. A lot of hustle. This is hard work. This is not a get rich quick type of overnight click your mouse 3 times and make $1 million. This is a very legit, long-term, ethical business model. And if you change the lives of local business owners, you can change yours as well. This process is fast, it's simple, there's very low competition, which is why we can teach it to average everyday people who've never had a lick of success online before, and they can go and turn it into 6-7 figure business like many of our students have. Not everyone does. I'm not guaranteeing any results. I'm not trying to be hypey, but we've seen lots of ordinary people who've tried dozens of things online and failed miserably come in and crush it with this. Why? Because there's low competition and there's so many opportunities. Okay, so if it works so well, why would we tell you? Well, simple. Just like someone who plays in the NBA for a few years and then retires and wants to turn their passion of basketball into a revenue stream, they go into coaching, right? They've earned the right to do that. They've made it to the highest level and had a great career. And now they want to coach and make money, monetize it a couple different ways. We're doing the same thing. Dan, my business partner who taught this to me, has been doing this for 8-9 years. I've been doing it for the past 3, but I've been online for about 8. I've done all the other stuff, affiliate marketing. I tried network marketing. I tried everything. This is by far the most doable and the thing that I felt best about and the thing that I felt like I could do this for the rest of my life, and really set my family up well. Because this isn't going anywhere. Local businesses are not going anywhere. The internet's not going anywhere. And once you get one of these things up and firing on all cylinders and get a business owner, paying you rent, and let's be clear here, it's not really the website per se that you're renting, it's the results of that website. A website by itself doesn't do anything, but a website that gets Timmy the tow truck driver an extra $5,000 per month in tow jobs, well, guess what? He's happy to pay rent. He's happy to throw you $500 per month for that $5,000. That's a great trade. That's a win-win situation, and that's what we're all about here. Win-win situations. You let the business owner win a lot more than you win, and you take a sliver to deliver and collect rent money every month. Dan has had some of these projects paying him for 8 years. Every single month, every 30 days. That's called mailbox money, okay? And I'm going to show you some examples here in a second. So anyways, I said why we're going to teach it to you isn't going to get saturated. Well, again, you can do this in any city for any type of local business. When you start really digging down and thinking about how many types of local businesses there are, some examples below: tow truck, carpet cleaning, iPhone repair, snow removal, water damage, fire damage, garage cabinet installation, pool repair, hair cutting, barber shops, salons, spas, doctors, lawyers, dentists, so on and so forth. There are so many random little types of niches out there. You have hundreds and hundreds, if not 1,000 or more types of local businesses. But then remember, you can do this in any city, even ones that you don't live in. So when you multiply that out, let's say there's 1,000 types of local businesses and 25,000 semi-decent, decently sized cities in the world. That equals tens of millions of opportunities to do this. So we could technically teach this to millions of people, and not any two of us would not have to fight over one another. Okay. So that's why, to some extent, we're double dipping. We do this, and then we monetize our expertise and our passion of this by creating this coaching program, okay? Now, you don't need to join the coaching program. I'm going to try to show you enough in this video and then the emails that follow to where you could go and take a stab at this yourself. And then hopefully some of you will want to, join the coaching program sometime down the road, all right? Either way is cool with me. Like I said, I do find just practicing exactly what I'm preaching about right now, all right? So saturation, no, still very wide open. It's the most wide open internet business that there is for the very reasons that I just explained. And I think it'll continue to be wide open. Of course, the more people we teach this to, the more you'll start to see little sites like this pop up, and, the niche that you were thinking of might have a website or whatever. I see it still being wide open for another 2-3 years. That's just my estimation. We'll see what happens. But for right now, still wide open for the taking. Okay, what you're going to do, here's what I recommend, especially for your first 1 or 2 of these. I recommend a city size of around, and it's not the end of the world if you go outside of this, but just so you get a general idea, I would say about 50,000 to 300,000 population. That's going to kind of put you in a good size to where there's plenty of business owners, plenty of leads to be had, plenty of volume, and there's, a few different business owners you can try to get to pay you. So there's enough upside, but it's not so crazy competitive to where you don't stand a chance of getting your little website seen and getting any leads. And if you don't get leads, then it's going to be tough to collect rent money from a local business owner. So city size of about 50K to 300K to start with, and then once you get more advanced, you can go into the biggest cities that there are. Okay, some sample niches to start with. And again, if we're making and owning and controlling the website and want to collect rent money from this website every 30 days, hopefully for the rest of our life, then we want to do phone-driven businesses. And what I mean by that is you don't really want to you can do this for business owners where they see clients, customers, patients, like a dentist, you'd go to the dentist to get your teeth cleaned. That's not typically where we go into, because we want to own the website. Typically, we don't want to do it for their website. And if we own the website, we obviously don't want them showing up at our house or wherever we use to get this business address, right? So we tend to go with businesses that kind of come to you. Think blue collar, repair guys, towers, taxis, limos, party bus, photo booth rental, bounce house rental, carpet cleaning, tablet repair, Android repair, iPhone repair, snow removal, roofing, contractor, pavers, epoxy flooring, garage cabinet installation. Are the wheels turning here? Do you guys see how there are literally hundreds and hundreds of types of businesses you could do this for? And the cool thing is some of these phone driven, not only do they work better for what we're trying to do here, because again, we don't want people showing up at our house or anything like that, but a lot of these are way less competitive than those obvious niches you'd think of, like lawyer, dentist, doctor, accountant, things like that, okay? So that's the city size. Those are the types of niches. The only cost that you really have to do this, a domain name, hosting, a phone line, which technically you could probably even make it work without that. But it is nice to have this phone line, and there are so many different services out there where you can get a local phone number. And all we want to do is kind of have a tracking number that's local to the city that we want to go into. And this is why you don't have to do it in your own backyard. Okay. A lot of my clients, I'm out in Arizona, but a lot of my clients are in completely different states, thousands and thousands of miles away. And the way I was able to do that is, well, A, it's all done on the internet anyways. And B, I can pick up a phone line for, $5, $10, $15 per month with a local area code to whatever city I want to go into. And that can track and record and forward all the calls to the business owner. And I don't even have to be in that city. Okay. And then lots of hustle. Like I said, make no mistake, I'm not trying to sell you guys on get rich quick or click your mouse 3 times or anything like that. This is a business. You have to hustle. You have to work your face off. This could take, okay, we have students who sometimes put these deals up and put these sites up, and within days they have a paying client, and some take weeks and some take months. I mean, there's no real shortcut to success other than learning from someone like me who's got a proven process. But beyond that, I don't believe in, easy and overnight and things like that. Okay, this is a real business. I'm not trying to attract a bunch of people who are looking for, a lottery to just pay me and then boom, they make 6 figures. No, you're going to have to take accountability and do the work. It's a very simple process. Anyone can do it. But man, you got to be willing to put in the work and stay committed and stay with it and have the focus and not get distracted by the next shiny thing that comes through your Facebook feed. So that's the cost. And then after I show you how to do this, I'll show you where to learn more and stuff like that. But this is about you, not about me. I appreciate you guys trusting me. I want to hook you up with enough value so you can get something out of this, and maybe even go set one of these up and get it going today. Okay, so let's just look at some examples. I've talked a lot. Let's kind of show you what this looks like. All right, so we're at Google here. Let's say you wanted to look for limo service Des Moines. This is, I think, the biggest city in Iowa, which is not saying much. But if you do this, one of our students went out and made this site, DM Limos. He's at the top of this, what we call Google Local, Google Maps, whatever you want to call this. But if you click this, that'll go to his website, which looks like this. Okay, and then the organic listings right below this. He's doing okay. He's about halfway up page 1. He's been there for quite a while. But even sitting where he is now, basically 3rd in the maps, and this might vary depending on if you're logged into Google and what part of the country you're in and stuff like that, but he's on page 1, and this gets quite a few leads for people in this city who want to rent a limo. Okay, now this is the phone number that I was talking about. So people come here and they want to rent a limo, and they either dial this, or if they're on their phone, they can tap this and dial it, or maybe it's after hours or something like that. And they can do this little quote form, which basically makes them an email lead. Okay, now whether they dial this number or fill out this form, he has it set up, and this is how we teach you to do it, so that it just redirects to an actual limo owner in this city. Now, here's another thing I want to bring up. Some people think, "Oh, aren't you just pretending to be?" No, we're not pretending to be anything. You can, if it makes you feel better, right at the top of this, we give you the best prices on limo rental services in Des Moines. However you want to state it, we're not trying to pretend to be business owners. In our opinion, we are in the business that we're in, and we're partnered with in this case, the limo owner, and our job is to do all the front end marketing and lead generation, and their job is to pick people up in the limos. Okay, so you can phrase these websites however you want to. Another thing that we can do is once we get the limo owner who wants to pay us the rent money, we can put their logo and their name and their face and their pictures up here. And now we just basically, even though we own the site, we brand it to them. Okay, so that it's clear that it's their business. Okay. So that's one example. Feel free to come look at the site. It's just text and pictures. And, basic on-page optimization. You put the stuff you want to rank for, in your domain name and the title tag, things like that, Des Moines Limos. And then you talk about Des Moines Limo Rental, Des Moines Limo Service. And when people search for those things, they find this site, they become a lead, and the business owner closes those leads. And that's why he's willing to pay our student. I think this site makes about $1,500 per month. Rent money every single month, every 30 days, $1,500 per month. Okay. You could make one of these sites in an afternoon. So that's one example. Let's do another one. Let's do carpet cleaning Montgomery. This is another student of ours. She's number one, at least on my end she is. Okay, top carpet cleaning service in Montgomery, Alabama. Welcome to, same thing. Phone number, which is local area code to Montgomery. And yes, this works if you're outside of the United States and you see this. We have students, Canada, UK, Australia, all over the world. I think about 8 or 9 different countries, whatever. Same thing, they can become a phone lead or an email lead, boom. And we can direct these email leads to the actual carpet cleaner, and same with the phone thing, okay? So people search for carpet cleaning, carpet cleaners, best, top carpet cleaner, things like that. They find this site, they become a lead. Those get forwarded to the business owner. Business owner pays our student, in this case, rent money every single month. This is what I mean by rent small, simple little websites. I've done this, and I'm gonna show you with one-page website that took me 10 minutes to build, okay? Let me show you. Let me go back to Google. Just to give you another example here. Let me show you about as simple as it can get. Solar water heater Chandler, okay? Number one, this has been here for about 2 years. Now, because I've showed this to so many people, I actually don't even charge for this. And now, also, a couple things to say about this. First of all, solarchandler.com, okay? You're gonna see this is basically like a 2-paragraph website. I put a couple pictures, I put the quote form, I put a number for a local plumber who actually installs solar water heaters in the Chandler area. And I literally have like 2 paragraphs. Published it, boom, page 1, locked to page 1, didn't have to do any SEO. It's just so non-competitive. Now, a couple things. I used to show this off to a lot of different people on a blog I had. I knew a lot of people were going to see it. What happens when you show a lot of case studies and millions of people come across them is people tend to mess with them. So I didn't feel right doing that for a paying client. I just forward these on to a plumber for free, okay? I'm not charging for this one because, again, the likelihood of someone messing with this and they get knocked off number 1 are very high. The second thing, for those of you who are more in tune with SEO, you're going to say, but dude, no one's searching for solar water heater installation Chandler. Yeah, good point, but actually they are. This gets about 5 to 10 leads per month. That's not a ton. If you put up a site, see, this is so specific, solar water heater Chandler. Chandler is a suburb. It's only like 250 to 300,000, which is still a good size, but this is very specific. Whereas if this was like plumber Chandler, it would get a lot more leads, but it'd also be more competitive. And I probably could not have ranked number 1 with no SEO and a little 2-paragraph, 10-minute website. I put this up for illustration to show you how simple this was if you wanted to get super specific. Now, again, like I said, this probably only gets a handful of legit leads per month. Some are other people like you who are checking it out and being stupid and putting stuff into the opt-in form, and that's fine. Like I said, mess with it all you want. I'm not charging anyone for these, so I just wanted to illustrate how easy this could be and how simple you could throw one of these up. But what you do in a case like this, if you did want to do something more specific, is go for something specific, knowing that you can do a lot less work, simple little, basically homepage, and that's it, and maybe get a handful, 5, 10 leads per month. And then what you do is you can leverage those leads to give value first to the business owner, eeny, meeny, miny, moe, a plumber in Chandler who does this, and then say, hey, listen, I put up this website as a little experiment. I'm getting some leads. I can get more. Let's talk about kind of scaling this out. And then again, once you get a plumber to say, okay, sure, I'll pay you $700 per month to rent as many leads as you can go, then you could build this out and go after, whatever all the other crap plumbers do. Plumber Chandler, emergency plumbing Chandler, Arizona. Get my toilet unclogged, Chandler, Arizona. Fix my pipe, Chandler, Arizona, right? And you could add pages and get more leads, thereby making this website worth more to rent out to the business owner. Does that make sense? So you can start small and simple just to get some leads. And what we like to do is leverage those leads to give the business owner results in advance, because yeah, they do get peppered with emails and cold calls every day from big marketing companies who say, oh, we can get you ranked in Google. Okay, we don't do that shit. We go and get results first and make the website, and we come to them with leads, and therefore, hey, we got their attention. We got the microphone. We don't have to prove anything. We don't have to promise them anything. Do you want the leads or not? And if you want them, it's going to be $2,000 per month. It's going to be $200 per month. It's going to be $1,200 per month. So a lot of people think, oh, but I'm just a nobody. I won't be able to get a business owner. When you get the leads first, it's pretty easy. There's not too many local business owners out there. No, I don't want your carpet cleaning leads, even though I'm a carpet cleaner struggling to make ends meet or trying to get to the next level. Of course they do. So we emphasize results in advance, be different, lead with value. So that's a smaller one. Let's look at just another niche real quick. This is another student. I don't know what he's doing with this, but he's second in the maps right here. He's first right here. Click on this. And, little computer repair site, okay? So he made a few more pages on this site, but you can see quote form, local phone number. Here's what we do. You can get some good keywords from him. Blue screen of death, custom built computers, hardware repairs, Mac repair, office network setup, printer installation, software repair, virus removal, Windows upgrade. What's cool is, technically any of these could almost be like that solar water heater site where these are standalone sites. With virus removal, I got to think that's probably pretty common. You could do virus removal, Houston.com, or Houston might be a little bit bigger than the recommendation I gave you to start in, but virus removal, mesaaz.com, Mesa, Arizona, something like that. So those are just some examples, real sites, students, taking what we taught them and going and making it work, getting to the top. But again, the smaller the city and sort of the easier the niche, the more specific you make it, the easier time you're going to have of putting up a site and just kind of having it rank on its own naturally, as opposed to having to really learn and dive into SEO, which is really not what you want to be doing to start with. Okay, so those are some examples. Now I want to show you how you could go and do this yourself. Okay, let's go back to Google. So start thinking of cities that are 100,000, 200,000, 75,000 people, 300,000 people, things like that, and then just start looking for something that comes to mind. Okay, let's pick a suburb, Gilbert. I think that's like 200,000 people, and just kind of see what's going on here and see who's ranking. Yelp. Okay, iCracked is a pretty big company. What I like to do to kind of size up competition is go to more places and see how many businesses have submitted here, and if they have a bunch of reviews and things like that. And if there's more pages at the bottom here, it looks like there's basically one page worth of results. A lot of them have a lot of reviews, which means there's probably quite a bit of volume in this niche. I'm going to kind of tell you a cool niche that I went into that I crushed it with is actually pool deck resurfacing and repair. Okay, now obviously that would have to be in a city that is warm year round to get leads consistently. You can do seasonal things like snow removal and get a lot of business during the winter months and then have it die off during the summer. But if you go into the right climates, you might be able to get those leads year round. So like, let's take like Miami or something like that. Pool deck repair Miami. And you want to see some businesses paying for these sponsored ads, Google AdWords right here, because that means there's business owners in this market who are willing to pay money for leads. That's a good thing, because that's what we want to do, is have them rent out the leads that we're getting with the website. So it's always a good sign if you got some business owners paying for leads. In this case, there seems to be plenty. And I can just tell you, sometimes when you don't see the map listing right here, that kind of tells you, that's kind of a clue that it may be a pretty easy niche to go into. So this is also, again, phone-driven, blue collar, off the beaten path. It's not the most obvious niche out there. You probably never would have thought of that if I didn't tell you, but pool deck repair is a great niche. Pool deck resurfacing. Okay, now here the map pack did come up, but you notice these don't have this, like these two guys don't have any reviews. Let's see how many people there are. Even fewer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's really only 9 competitors who have even submitted their business to this Google Maps pack. I can tell you right now, there's people paying for these terms. Okay, there's business owners paying for these terms. There's only about 9 competitors who appear to have submitted that they do this for a living to Google Local. And you got a YouTube ranking at the top. That's usually a good idea. And if you see some of these bigger sites like Home Advisor, Yellow Pages, things like that, that's usually a pretty good sign too, that it's fairly easy to rank for, that there's not a lot of companies who have optimized a nice website, because otherwise if they had, they would be here, as opposed to these big companies who kind of get it by default when there's not a lot of strong players in the niche. So I can tell you that this would be a great little niche to go into, and Miami's probably an okay city size in this case, because it is kind of low-hanging fruit. Okay, so once you find, and then something else to keep in mind, you want to have businesses who are paying for ads online, and then you want to think about the volume, how many leads. But you don't want to go checking like Google keyword tool and stuff like that, because locally the data is so incorrect. And if you listen to that data, you would never go into, I would never would have gone into pool decking if I paid attention to that data, because it would have told me there are like no searches for that. But I live out in sunny Arizona. It's hot year round. I know my pool deck is cracked after 8 years and I need it repaired. So common sense told me there's got to be millions of people in this area with pool decks who need them repaired and resurfaced. And I got to think that hundreds of them per year are probably calling and doing that. So there's a little bit of common sense, thinking about the area and being familiar with it, that told me, hey, I think this could be a good niche. So you want to think about the volume. If you're doing tow truck, are there cars breaking down in that city? Probably. Carpet cleaning, are there people getting their carpets cleaned in that city? Probably. Are there people breaking their iPhone in that city? Yes, of course. So use a little bit of common sense. You want to think, hey, are there people searching for this consistently? Because if not, you're not going to get very many leads, and you're not going to be worth very much in terms of renting that website out. Okay. You also want to think about the cost per transaction. Okay. Pool deck resurfacing is pretty expensive. It's usually, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 and up. And if you're a big apartment complex or hotel, it can be hundreds of thousands of dollars, I discovered. So this is kind of a big ticket plus big volume in warm climates. So this is I'm telling you guys, this is a great niche to go into in warm climates, Florida, Arizona, Nevada, Texas. There's a handful of cities in each of those states where you could probably have really lucrative, simple little websites that you rent out in this space. Okay, so let's say, hypothetically, you wanted to do this, okay, like a pool deck repair / resurfacing in Miami. Okay, if you want to go to realgoodwebsite.com, that's actually a partner link. I can't help myself. I do internet marketing. That's actually a partner link, but you could just go to Weebly.com, Weebly.com, if you don't want me to get my 13 cents or whatever I would make on that. But go to Weebly.com, and let me actually sign out here. Real good website at Weebly.com if you don't want me to get my little 13-cent commission. It's going to look something like this. You can just go sign up, enter your name, email address, password, click the sign up button. You're probably going to have to verify the email they just sent you, and then you're going to log in. And I'm going to pick back up where I log in, okay? Okay, so log in, if they ask you to start a new website, you want to click on website. If they ask you, don't click on blog or store or anything like that. Just click on website. And then all of their themes are real easy to make, gorgeous right out of the box, mobile friendly, all of that good stuff. So you can pretty much use any of these. I've kind of liked this one lately. This is what I did my pool deck site with. So I'm going to choose that. Feel free to choose whatever you want. I'm just going to kind of show you just real quick how easy this is to do. And they're going to say, hey, do you want to do it on a free subdomain, which is free, or get a new domain? What I suggest is eventually you do get a real domain. In this case, I would go for, try to include the city in the main keywords. So, I could do like pool deck Miami. If it's open, it might not be Miami. I could maybe put, the state on there. I could probably do something like that. That's probably what I would do. Pool deck Miami at Florida.com. And then I could click the continue just off the screen here in the lower right. When you do that, they are going to charge you for the domain and hosting at that point. If you want to get it going first without kind of committing to any money, just do this to start with. Okay, and then let's click continue. So this is free, so we can kind of get it built and get it going. And then when you're ready to publish it, you can pay for the hosting. When you do that, you can just pay for the cheapest package. I think it's called the starter package. It's, I don't know, like $6 a month, $12, something like that, and then $10 for a domain or something like that. You're looking, you could probably pay for 6 or 12 months at a time and only have, 80 to $100 in this thing for an entire year. But you do want to get, just like my solarchandler.com, you want to get a real domain that's going to rank better. But again, you can get started and play around with it and learn the system and build your website for free right here just by putting in something and then clicking continue. And then here's how it looks. So I just want to show you how easy this is, okay? You want to name the site. And this is where, when you get your business owner, if they want their logo at the top, you can click on logo and upload their picture. For now, you can kind of call it what you're going to do with the domain, Pool Deck Miami. Obviously, this is like a rock concert in the background, so we don't want that. So what we're going to do, just make this a little bit bigger. We're going to click Edit Image. And then you'll have to excuse my going all over the place here. It's tough to do this. I have my screen size zoomed in right now. So in the lower left corner, it says Change Image. It's a blue button. I'm going to click that. And then Weebly's got all these cool pictures you can use for free, high resolution. But in this case, I'm just going to go Upload Image, again, just off the screen, lower left corner. And then I'm just going to drag an image onto here. You can get free images or buy ones. I paid like $2 for this at iStock Photo just so it'd be really nice and high quality, cool looking. Okay. So in the upper right hand corner, I'm going to save that, save to all pages. And there we go. Now I have this cool pool deck in the background. I can add a headline here. Okay. I can add a subhead. Repairs, resurfacing, repainting. Okay, depending on the niche, we're the best carpet cleaners in Montgomery, Alabama, whatever you want to say. And then what we can do with the button text here, position it in the center, text. Oops. Call. You can put a dummy phone number in here now. I'll get to the number in just a second. Okay. And then when you actually get the phone number, this is how you can make it to where if someone's on their phone, they can just tap it with their finger or on their iPad or whatever. They can tap and it'll automatically dial as you go to this link button here. And then you select phone number. And then you enter in the phone number. So in this case, when I get the number, it'd be 555-666-7777. And that'll save that. If you want, to adjust the spacing, you can. Style, let's say we like red better. Let's do red. Okay. And then if I just click off it, boom, there we go. And just so I don't forget, let's talk about this phone number here, okay? Now, if you're doing this in your own backyard, in your own city, and you want to really pinch pennies, and you're comfortable with it, you could use your cell phone or your home phone here. And then you could, get the leads start coming in, and you could actually even field them yourself and say, hey, what can I help you with? Oh, I need my pool deck redone. Okay, cool. I'm just the person who answers the phone. Let me take down your information and pass it on to, my contractor. And then you could call the business owner up at that time and kind of talk turkey with them. If you don't want to do that, and what we recommend is that you get a local number and use a phone tracking system. So what you can do, there are many programs out there. We have our own for our students, and you're more than welcome to use ours if and when you become a student, but you don't have to. And you may never become a student. Most of you probably won't. So what you can do is just do a Google search for like, okay, Twilio, RingCentral, eVoice, Grasshopper, Google Voice, I believe is even free. Now they don't have a lot of the bells and whistles and stuff like that, but you can get a number on Skype. There are so many different options, but you want to make sure that it can forward the number. So any of these, Grasshopper, eVoice, vNumber, any of these, whatever you find that floats your boat that you want to use, go for it. You just need to be able to get a local number in the city that you're in. Okay, and B, you need to be able to forward that onto a business owner. That's it. So whatever you want to use, you're looking at, $5, $10, $15 a month ish. Okay. Now we had our own system kind of white labeled and tweaked. It's kind of like one of these, but then we added a lot of bells and whistles and features to it that made life easier for us. Again, if and when you become a student, you're free to use ours. I'll even waive the setup fee, and then you can just pay per phone number, which we charge $15 per month. But if you get these, some people think that's expensive because some of these say, $2, $5, whatever. But really, where they get you is you get it, and then to get all the bells and whistles, you need to upgrade, and pretty soon you're still at $15 a month. So you're looking at $10 to $15 a month, no matter who you use in most instances. Okay, but you can use any of those, and then you would just say Miami area code. So if I was going into this, I would want to just make sure to use one of those services and get a 305 or 786 area code. And I would get that and go pay for it. And for now, I would just forward it to my cell phone. Okay. And then I would go back to my website here and adjust this button and put that in. Then again, when we get the business owner, we just go into whoever we bought the phone from, and then we forward it to, we say, hey, what number would you like me to forward my leads to? And we enter in their number. Okay. And that's how it works. And then that phone system is going to record and track. Most of them are going to record and track all the calls so that you can see how many leads you generated for the business owner and really kind of gauge how much you were worth. Okay. So that's how we do the phone number. This is how we get the website up. And then here, all you do is drag and drop. Put a title in. Okay. Now the main thing that you want to do, again, get sort of your main keyword into your domain if possible, like Pool Deck Miami, FL, whatever. And then you want to make sure you get the main keywords that someone's searching for that service right away in your title tag and then sprinkled throughout your text. So pool deck repair and resurfacing in. Okay, we get the title in there. And then we just want to do like a paragraph under that. Okay. Welcome, need your swimming pool deck. And then you just want to write naturally and kind of sprinkle in the different things that people are searching for. Okay, it's kind of common sense. When in doubt, do some Google searches for like pool deck repair, pool deck resurfacing, and see what Google's suggesting. That'll tell you what other people are searching for. And you want to sprinkle those things in. Again, look at some of the examples that I went over. Look at other websites in the niche, and just never steal, never copy. A, it's illegal. B, your website is not going to rank it if you plagiarize content off someone else's. So look at other, in this case, pool deck websites in other cities, and then just kind of reword what they're saying. That's as simple as it is. You don't really need to know much about the niche. You can just say, okay, they talk about this, I can talk about this, and just reword it into my own words. Now it's my unique content, okay? And then, you can add stock photos or whatever, or keep it kind of bare bones until you get the business owner, and then they'll probably, in an ideal situation, they're gonna have pictures like my guy did, and he sent me like 30, 40 pictures that I could use. I'm like, cool, this is easy. So then, you can do a slideshow or one image at a time or a gallery or whatever you want, but you can just drag this in. And you can put it below, or if you want to make like columns, I was just off the screen there to the right, but I just drug it to the right of that title, and now it's 2 columns instead of one really wide one, okay? Now, everything's drag and drop, so see how this text went under all of it? I can drag this back over here and put that up under there. So I could have titles and text all down the left, and I could have pictures all down the right, okay? So image, click this, whether you get a stock image or leave it blank for now and then eventually put in your images, you get some images from the business owner, okay? Boom, drag them in. Want another image? Drag it over here. You cannot mess this up. You can literally make gorgeous websites, drag and drop, even if you've never made a website, even if you have no design skills. You can do this in a few minutes. And the more you play around with it, the faster you'll get. And you could have a beautiful high converting website made just within a few minutes. Okay, I don't know if that picture uploaded or not. Let's try a different one. Okay, so this is how I would do it. Of course, I would get the tracking number and put that in here. And then I would just try to make this content as long and comprehensive as possible. I like to go all out on my home pages. That's how you scoop up a lot of sort of long tail searches. Best pool deck repair contractors in Miami, swimming pool deck repainting Miami, Florida. Okay, the more you put in here, the more you can get found for. And this is where a lot of business owners drop the ball, is they have very thin content. And so you win by default if you cover a lot of the terms that they don't. So a lot of if you just want a ballpark, I like to really go hard at this and try to shoot for 1,500, 2,000, 3,000 words on your homepage. Now that's going to be a stretch for some of you who've never done content before, but I'm telling you, if you go and do your due diligence, do your Google searches, look at other people's sites, you're going to start to find different things to say. And again, just swipe ideas off of other websites and then put it into your own words. Okay, so that's the name of the game. That's literally it. And then again, you have expenses. You have the phone number. Let's call that $15 a month. You have the domain. Let's call that $10 per year. And you have hosting. I forget what Weebly's cheapest package is, but again, I think it's like $6-8 a month, something like that. If you pay for a year at a time, you get a discount. So in your website in total, let's call it $100 for the year, and then plus $15 a month for the phone number. And that's what you have invested in this little moneymaker. And now you can rent this website out for $500,000. I'll tell you, in the right market, in this niche, mine was worth closer to $5,000 per month. Okay, now that's a pretty big deal, of course, but I crushed it. I crushed it with my content. I got tons of leads. I blew up the contractor's business. He was so grateful, so thankful that he's referred me lots of other clients, and I ended up actually selling the site to him outright, which you can do as well. You can flip it for big cash or rent it out monthly for the long term. That's the first one that I've actually flipped, but just the deal was right, and so I did that. But this is the name of the game. Now, again, if you go into too big of a city or too competitive of a niche, and you get it done, get it the way you like it, and then go to publish and pick that domain and buy the hosting, and boom, now it's live at pooldeckmiamifl.com. I'm not going to do that for this site. I don't have time right now to build this one out. This is just to show you guys the ropes. And then you hit publish, then you go and look, and it's probably not going to be on page 1 of Google. Okay, it might not even be in Google's index for a day or two, and then it'll probably be in there. And then it might be on page 3, 4, 5, 6 if you get into too big of a market. Okay, too competitive. From there, the more content you add, and the more votes or backlinks you get from other websites, then you can start to march up the rankings. That's a little bit more advanced. For now, I like to show you guys how to do really easy wins, get some low-hanging fruit where there's just not a lot of competition, go into smaller cities, and just with a really great, well-optimized one-page website, 2,000, 3,000 words, lots of long-tail keywords in there, you can start getting leads and be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars per month in the right niche, okay? There's a little bit of a feel process. Again, it's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. It's going to take some work. But guys, tell me this doesn't make sense. Tell me this isn't an ethical, sustainable, noble business model that you can feel good about it. And tell me that there aren't millions of business owners all over the world who will happily pay you rent money for these leads, because this is what we've done for years. Dan's done it for 8 years. I've done it for 3 years. And we've taught thousands of students just like you, many of whom have tried affiliate marketing, network marketing, eBay, Amazon, making their own ebooks, blogging, trying to rank for best weight loss supplements and never getting ranked. Then they come into local, and because sometimes it's as easy as making a little 10-minute website and hitting publish and getting to number 1, they start making money and renting these things out. Again, it's not because we're geniuses or anything like that. It's just a very real, very legit, very practical business model. The value is undeniable. If you forward these leads to a business owner and they make an extra $10,000 that month, then of course you're worth $1,000 per month. That's a 10 times return on their investment. That's why they're willing to pay you $1,000 per month in rent money. Okay, so I'm not trying to be hypey or do anything. This is just what we've done. This is very real. You can choose to ignore it, but I think if you stayed with me throughout this entire video, and I appreciate your patience here, I think you can see that this is very, very real and very doable, no matter who you are or where you're at in life, how many things you failed at. And I'd love for you to give it a try and put in some repetitions, make a couple sites, learn the ropes, learn how to make a site with Weebly, learn how to get the phone number set up and forward it, right? And play around with it, right? And then when you start getting some leads, eeny, meeny, miny, moe, a business owner in that city, ideally, you want to choose someone, Miami. This is what I would do. I would pick someone, who's paying for leads in that niche, like this person, I would go to their website, go to their contact page, or this person, and I would try them first. I'll call them and be like, hey, I'm getting some leads. I see you're paying for ads. I would like to get your attention first and earn your respect by giving you some free leads. And I hope you book them. And if you do, give me a call back and maybe we can see how we can keep this going and turn this thing all the way up. And that's what I would look for. I would look for someone already paying for leads who's not ranking well on page one. And I would start with them. They're going to be the most likely candidate to want to pay you rent money for those because, hey, they've already shown you that they're willing to do that. Okay. And this was the situation with my pool deck guy. He was spending a lot of money right here and he was nowhere to be found right here. So I was exactly what he needed. And man, he saw the value right away. I didn't have to explain it to him. He's like, hey, I'm paying $5,000 a month to show up here. And you just went and did this, whatever you did, you worked your mojo and now these leads are, and I just exploded his pool deck business. So this is one of those things that I've done online where it's just like, I feel so good about what I'm doing. He sends me gift cards in the mails. He on top of paying me for the website, he's told all of his friends. He's like my number one advocate because I've changed his life. I've changed his family's life, right? He's got more business than he knows what to do with. He had to hire new sales guys and a new office gal. And he used to be working like 12-hour days and never be at home with his 4 kids. And now he's at home with his kids. And, the business is bigger than ever. He's booked out for 4 months. He's upped his fees and everything. Literally, my simple little website that I was renting out to him that I then flipped and sold to him for a big one-time payment is what changed his life.